Good morning to all of you. In the last class, we have discussed about money market and we have seen there the definition of money market, the instruments we can avail in the money market and so on. In today's class, we will read about the capital market. So first thing first, let us see the definition. It is a market from where a company can raise its long and medium term finance. When we have read about cash market, that time we have seen that the farm in the cash market, the farm will get the short term finance. For example, if the farm needs some working capital, they can quickly go to the cash market and can get that money. But in this case, if suppose a company need a long-term finance, for example, they have to buy a fixed asset and they need a huge amount, where they will go? And the answer is they have to go to the market that is known as the capital market. So today we are going to discuss about capital market, the different types of capital market, and the method and other things. So I told you the definition that capital market, it is a market from where a business fund get long or medium term finance. Capital market can be divided into two parts. What are those? Primary market and secondary market. So let us come to the definition of those things. First one is the primary market. Primary market is also known as new issue market. The definition is this is the market where company issues its share for the first time. In this market, one can only buy shares or debentures, cannot sell it. This market directly facilitates to the capital formation of a company. So what does it mean? Suppose, let me give you one example. Suppose there is a new business firm, there is a new company. Now they need capital, and that capital they have to raise from the open market. And to do that one, to raise that capital, they have to issue shares or debentures. And this is the market where the people will means that company will go to sell its shares and debentures, and this market is known as primary market. Why it is primary market? Because here the company will sell those shares or debentures and get the money, that capital required for the business. There are two very vital things, that here only the shares can only be means here you can someone can buy the shares, they cannot sell it. For example, keep in mind, in the market, you in different types of markets where we buy goods, there you can just buy it, you cannot sell it. As a consumer, you can just buy it, you cannot sell it. Now to sell the second hand thing what you have once purchased, to sell that second hand thing, you need to go to a specialized place, that is OLX or Quaker or like those things, like those places. So this is the same way. The primary market means is a place where those company can issue its shares for the first time, and they will directly get the money, and they can start their business or they can do their business. And in this regard, you just keep in mind, I have just given that example of a new company. Even an old company also issues shares through this primary market. If you want, they can further issue shares, and for that also they have to go to the primary market. Next, we have to read about the methods of new issue of shares. As I have told, in the primary market that company issues its shares, therefore what are the different ways that company can sell those shares? The first method is, the first one is the offer through prospectus. This offer through prospectus is also known as initial public offer. Now, what it is? If a company issues its securities for the first time to the open market to raise capital, then it known as IPO, initial public offer. Now, what does it mean? Again, I told you once a new company can issue its shares through this initial public offer, or old company, if they are going bringing some, they want to raise some further capital, then also they can do it. Okay. Now, what is the procedure? The procedure is very simple. You just think about the procedure. What is first, the company will issue prospectus. What is the meaning of prospectus? You know, we use that term very frequently. A prospectus means any notice, circular, advertisement, or other invitation offering to the public for subscription any shares or debentures of a company. Very simple. A company want to sell its shares. Unless otherwise, that company will come in the market and will make people aware that this particular shares are available. The company cannot sell, so the company has to the company has to give advertisement, and there they will issue the prospectus, and in that prospectus everything, all the details related to that particular company has to be written, so that public can see those details and they may get interested to buy those shares. After issue those prospectus, what did we learn? Prospectus means where the all those information about the companies will be given. Then the company will give advertisement in the newspaper. Why they will give that advertisement? Because through that advertisement, the company will attract the consumer, that general public, that these shares are available in the market. If you want, you can buy it. So that company will give that advertisement. Once that public will show their consent that yes, we want to buy those shares, they will just send application money to the company. They will just apply that we want to buy these many shares, and after that application of money, the company will subscribe those shares, but that company have to maintain the SEBI guidelines and Companies Act, because there are some rules and regulations, those all things that company has to follow. Unless otherwise, that company cannot give those shares to the general public. So this is the first method, offer through prospectus or initial public offer. Second method is known as the offer for sale. What does it mean? Under this method, the company does not issue the securities directly to the public. Rather, those securities are issued to any intermediaries such as financial institutions, stock brokers, etc. Those intermediaries purchase those securities at an agreed price less than the issuing price and sell those to the public at the issue price. Did you get it? The matter is here the company will not go to the general public. Rather, what they will do, they will sell those shares to few companies who are very much specialized in selling of those shares. So the company, this company who want to sell those shares, they will just sell those shares to those specialized companies who are having the specialization of buying and selling of shares and debentures, to those companies, and those company, after buying those shares, they will try to sell it off in the market, and that's why it is known as offer for sale. Generally, the issuing company issue those shares at a lesser price than the face value. Next one is that known as the private placement. Third point is the private placement. What is the meaning of private placement? Under this, company issues securities to some selected parties, generally financial institutions. This method is less costly as the flotation cost is less than the other methods. And by this method, company can raise their finance more quickly than any other method. What is the matter? Private placement means simply that company will just approach to the different big companies like LIC or any other companies, and a finance company or bank, and they will just approach to them and they will say ki, we want to sell this many shares, if you want to buy you can buy it, and in that way they can save the flotation cost. I hope you can recall the meaning of flotation cost. Yes, you are right. That flotation cost means the cost the company incurred to issue their shares. So, what did I say? Private placement means what? That simply that company will go to that different big financial companies and they will say, we want to sell this many shares, and if those companies will buy those shares, then that is known as the private placement. Next point is the right issue. What is the meaning of it? According to this, when a company wants to issue its new share, then existing shareholders get a privilege to subscribe in that issue in a proportion to their existing shares, according to the Section 81 of Companies Act. Shareholders can either exercise their right or can transfer it to any other person. A company may find it very convenient to raise its further finance. A new company cannot get this benefit. What is the meaning of it now? Suppose I have a company A. I have already issued shares. Different people purchase those shares. Now again I need some extra money. Now as I need some extra money, I can give an option to my existing shareholders. How many shareholders I have already? I can tell them that I want to issue this many shares, and if you are holding say 2 shares, then you can apply for 1 share or you can buy 1 share. So I am giving one opportunity to my existing shareholders to buy those new shares. And as I am giving a right to my existing shareholders, that is why it is known as the right issue. In this regard, you have to keep in mind that I am just giving you an option. Whether you will accept that option or not, that means whether that will completely depend upon those shareholders. They may accept that particular option or they may not accept it. Okay, so that is just an option. And what is that option? That the company is giving one chance to the existing shareholders that if you want to buy, you can buy in these new shares too. Next option, it is the EIPO. EIPO is nothing. This small e stands for electronic, and IPO we have discussed earlier about the initial public offer. So if any initial public offer, a company is issuing shares through initial public offer and they are doing all those activities through electronic mode, through internet, then we call that one as the EIPOs. So these are the 5 ways that company can issue its shares in the open market. What are those? The first one is the offer through prospectus. Number B, it is the offer for sale. Number C, private placement. Next, right issue. And last one is the EIPO. Next thing we have to learn about the secondary market. So what is the basic feature of primary market? I told you that one can only buy shares there. You cannot sell shares in that primary market. But if that will be the story, that if you will buy something only there, you cannot sell it there, then it will create huge problem, because people will face lots of problem due to the liquidity problem, because once you will buy those shares, you cannot sell it. Now to overcome that problem, we have another option that is known as the secondary market, and that is also known as the stock market or stock exchange. You might have heard about BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, or NSE, National Stock Exchange. So those stock exchange. What is the main thing about this particular stock exchange or secondary market? In this market, an existing security can be purchased or sold. Very simple it is. Suppose if you have purchased some shares from the primary market, now you have an option. You can go to the secondary market and sell it off there. It is just think about OLX. You have purchased some goods from the market or anything, a laptop from the market. Now after a few days, that a few years, that laptop become old. Now you want to sell it off. Where you can sell it? You can easily log into the OLX or Quicker, and you can sell it off there. On the same way, if you want to sell or buy some share from then you have to go to the secondary market, where you can either buy the old shares or you can even sell the old shares. So all those securities which already have been issued in the primary market can be purchased or sold in this market. Although this market does not contribute directly to the capital formation of a company, but it provides liquidity to the security. This is very vital. In case of primary market, that primary market directly contribute towards the capital formation. But the secondary market, there is no direct contribution to the capital formation. There is nothing, means in whatever happening in the secondary market, that company is no longer involved in that. That is in between the different people. All right. So that is the secondary market. So what did we learn today? One, primary market, where you can buy only those shares and company issue its shares for the first time. And next one is the secondary market, where you can either buy shares or sell shares. Primary market directly contributes towards the capital formation of a company, whereas secondary market does not contribute uh, towards the formation of the capital. Next thing we have to read, if we'll read about, see about the see, here is a difference between those two, primary market and secondary market. Let us read that one. Primary, a company and an investor, whereas in the secondary market there is trading of existing shares only. Here in the secondary market, there may not be, that company may not be involved here. Only the 2 or 3 investors are involved. In primary market, securities are sold by the company to the investors directly or through an intermediary. Whereas in the secondary market, ownership of existing securities is exchanged between investors. The company is not involved at all. Third one, the flow of funds is from savers to investors. That is, the primary market directly promotes capital formation. We have learned when we have read about the definition of the financial market. Then we have seen that financial market acts as a bridge between the deficit units to the saving units or surplus unit. Okay, so here in this case, the funds flow from the savers to the deficit units, means household people to the companies. Whereas in the secondary market, enhances encassability. Okay, here there is no exchange of money between the saver and the investors and the companies. Here two investors are directly interacting between them. In the primary market, only buying of securities takes place. Whereas in the secondary market, both buying as well as selling take place. In primary market, prices are determined and decided by the management of the company. Management will decide that what will be the price of that share, and they will decide that one, and they will say this is the price of the share. But in the secondary market, what will be the price of a particular share will completely depends upon the demand and supply of the security. In the primary market, there is no fixed geographical location. There may not be any geographical location. That means that particular market is not situated at one particular place. Whereas the secondary markets are located at specified places. You just think about Bombay Stock Exchange, and that street where that Bombay Stock Exchange is situated is known as, do you know it? Okay, it is known as Dalal Street. So these are the things what you have learned. Next, we have another differentiation. We have another differentiation, that is the difference between the capital market and money market. So let us see what are those differences. So what are here? The first column is the basis of difference, capital market, and then it is the money market. Participants who participate in the capital market, generally the very small people, individual as well as financial institutions can take part in the capital market. Whereas in the money market, generally institutional investors take part in the money market. Can you students say why generally institutional investors take part here? Okay, we'll search for that answer. Try to think over it. We'll discuss it later on. Second point, it is the instruments. What are the different types of different instruments? In the capital market, the instruments are equity shares, preference shares, debentures, bonds, etc. Whereas in the money market, you have already read about those instruments. Those are call money, certificate of deposit, treasury bill, trade bill, and commercial papers. Investment outlet. In the capital market, the amount to be invested in the capital market is very small amount. Even you can invest even a very small amount. There are shares for 1 rupee, even 10 paisa shares are also there. So instead of buying one samosas of 5 rupees, you can buy 5 shares of 1 rupee each. Okay, so investment in the capital market does not require a huge financial outlay. because the shares can be purchased for a face value of 100 rupees or 10 rupees etc. But in this regard, we have to keep in mind there are companies whose shares are very highly priced. But what I am trying to say here, the instrument there means there are options where you can invest very small amount. But in case of money market, the huge investment is required because the instruments are generally very costly. You just think that treasury bill, we have read about treasury bill, the minimum investment you have to do is 25,000. Duration. In this duration, so fourth point is the duration. The maturity periods of instruments are for more than 1 year. If you want to think about the maturity period, in case of capital market, the maturity period of those instruments are very long. Whereas, as we have read about in the money market, the maturity period of the instruments are very less. And even it may vary between 1 day to 1 year. Can you recall any of those instruments where that maturity period is only 1 day or even 1 hour? Think about it. Fifth point is the liquidity. Due to stock exchanges, capital market instruments are considered liquid. You can you can buy or sell. So capital markets are also liquid. But in case of money market, as there is a formal agreement, therefore these instruments are considered more liquid. Means the moment you will buy these money market instruments, there will be written specifically that within this many days you will get back the money. Therefore, as there is a formal agreement, these things are known as more liquid. Next one is the safety. As we have seen in the capital market, the duration of the instruments are very long. Therefore, these are more risky. Those capital market instruments are riskier than the money market instruments. And there is a return matter as well. So, as the risk varies, therefore the return also varies. On the other hand, the risk in the money market instruments are very low, as there are very good backing there. Means there are some security in the money market instruments. So these instruments are safer because the duration is short and financial soundness of the issuer. Generally, as we have learned that those companies which have a credit worthiness, they only can invest, they only can take part here. Therefore, there is a security, sense of security that you will get back your money. Risk. More risk because both the duration as well as the risk are higher. Means duration and the return rate, risk of return are both are higher. Less as duration as well as risk is less. Means duration is less, therefore the risk is less. And in this case, the duration is more and the risk is also more. So students, these are the things what you have learned. I have asked 2 questions, so please try to find out those answers and let me know that if you have any doubts. We'll meet again. Till then, take care.